Good.
Come on. Pace. Forward. Heart. Forward. Arch.
Please be seated. Thank you, JROTC cadets and singers. It is my privilege to recognize the support of Ms. Kathy Wood, Director, AFNorth International School, Mr. Robert Bindles, Assistant to the Director, AFNorth International School, Ms. Lee Johnson, Europe West District Chief of Staff, and Mr. Mark Belanger, Director of Children's Education Management. Mr. Stefan Wheelock, Principal of the German Section, Mr. Dwayne Key, Benelux Brunsum, Deputy Garrison Manager, Colonel Adam Batista, Canadian Armed Forces Senior National Representative, as well as our school liaison officers.
The class of 2022 would also like to thank everyone here, as well as our family and friends watching. It means so much to us to feel the love you all have given us. We celebrate this milestone event. Here to introduce the Salutatorian, Valedictorians are Mrs. Barat and Mrs. Hughes.
The U.S. section Valedictorian and Salutatorian are determined solely based upon academic performance.
In the Canadian section, the Valedictorian is selected by their peers, being recognized as both a strong leader and high academic student.
Graduating with a cumulative GPA of 4.2034 and earning an honors diploma and the President's Education Award for Outstanding Academic Excellence, the class of 2022 U.S. Section Salutatorian is Alani Rodriguez.
First of all, I would like to thank all of you, from family and friends to teachers and other staff members, for attending our graduation this evening. I believe I can safely say that you have all made a profound impact on the lives and development of all the students graduating here today. On behalf of the class of 2022, I would like to say thank you for the efforts and sacrifices you have invested in us. Many of us have been to numerous schools, including myself, and I want to thank all the teachers, staff, and other members who are not here today for helping shape us into the individuals we are today. Additionally, I want to thank everyone who helped organize and develop this event to make it a truly memorable day for myself and my fellow graduates. I would also like to thank Mr. Eddington and the other members who are helping to record this day so we can share it with our loved ones around the world. Graduation is a time for us to recognize all the people in our lives who have helped us succeed. We should also reflect on the path that has led us here, remembering all the delightful memories and life lessons we have learned along the way. Today represents the hard work, time, and determination we have all invested in our education. We have accomplished a significant milestone in our young lives that we should all look at with pride, recognizing everything we have achieved to get to this point. We celebrate the completion of this meaningful stage in our lives and the start of our journeys into adulthood. To end my speech here today, I want to say to my fellow graduates, we did it. We finally finished high school. I want to congratulate all of you and hope you all do amazing things in the future. Graduating with a cumulative GPA of 4.2143, earning an honors diploma and the President's Education Award for Outstanding Academic Excellence, the class of 2022 U.S. Section Valedictorian is Hugo Waymeyer.
Hello, everyone. On behalf of the class of 2022, I would like to welcome and thank faculty, friends, and family for celebrating with us today. But most importantly, graduates. Graduation is finally here. Through all the early wake-ups and all the late nights doing think and think agains, we've made it. I wasn't sure how I should start this speech, but then I remembered what Ozan said to me. Hugo, Kanye West. You need to put Kanye West in your speech. So that's what I've done. So I've been challenged to use an absurd Kanye West quote and make a lesson out of it. I presented this idea to my parents, and they cringed hearing it. However, I think I've done a great job throwing it around, so here it goes. As the wise man Kanye once said, I am a god. Even though I'm a man of God, my whole life in the hand of God. So y'all better quit playing with God. I'm a god, Kanye West. You may be wondering, what does that even mean? What am I supposed to get out of that? Honestly, when I looked at it at first, I couldn't see much besides Kanye thinking he's God. However, looking further, there's a truly beautiful message that can be gathered from his words. Whether you like Kanye West or what he stands for, he shows freedom. He shows freedom to express yourself and to be you unapologetically. This quote, though absurd, is a reminder to every one of you to be you and to live your truth. I'm sure everyone here has their own passion, their own truth, their own goal in mind. Well, now is the time above all to go out there and put your truth into the world, unapologetically, just like Kanye. Just maybe don't say you're a god to people that may be taken the wrong way. So when you leave the ceremony today, I don't want any one of you to be afraid to explore and find yourself, even if people judge you along the way, especially then. Don't let that deter you from living your truth and following your goals, because I know from experience that as long as you set your mind to something, at least most things are possible. This year was my first year playing soccer since I was maybe 6 or 7. Before training even started, I went up to coach and I told him, I don't know how to play, I don't know what to do. But I want to be able to help in any way possible. That was my truth, and I had a goal in mind that I would be able to help out this AFNorth team. And by the end of our regular season, there I was, starting on the field as center back. Our team went 5-0 in the regular season, and I would like to think I contributed to that. I ended up winning the Most Improved Award, and I hope that that can be a point of motivation that anything is truly possible. I've also seen others showing their truth as they achieve their own goals. For example, Marquez and I were in the locker room on the first day of gym class senior year, waiting for class to start. We went over to the bathroom and took a picture of ourselves to see progression over the course of the school year. For me, progression was just to see if I would look better later on. But for Marquez, it was deeper than that. His truth was that this progression was something that he could use to inspire and impact others on their own personal journey. So looking at our progression from then and now, I look the exact same. However, Marquez is now a whole different beast. He put in the work every day, and it shows. He started off definitely looking weaker than me. But now he has an 8-pack, a couple thousand yards rushing for football, and a second place title to his name for track. Due to his hard work, he achieved his goals. People from other schools have told him they were inspired to continue putting in work towards their goals themselves. I've also been graciously allowed to share another classmate's story. LaDana was scared coming to AFNorth, having come from a racist school in southern Louisiana. At that school, she dealt with constant derogatory and racist name-calling and abuse. This treatment put a dent into her mental health. However, coming here, with the help of friends and others, she has pushed past this abuse, finding ways to continually support herself and be true to herself. She hasn't let her past deter her, and has used it as a fuel for her own passions and dreams. And I would like to say that I and the rest of AFNorth are very proud of her. So from my own experience, as well as what I've seen out of each and every one of you, don't let your truth stop you from being you, finding yourself, and achieving your goals. Now, going into this real world, things are not going to get easier. These goals are probably going to be a bit more challenging than the ones I just mentioned. Your goals won't be attained without strong determination and effort on your part. But if I've learned anything from the people standing in front of me today, it is that we are nothing but capable. And our high school experience is proof enough to show it. As street poet and philosopher Drake once said, "Life can always change, you have to adjust." Looking back at all 4 years of our high school experience, this is something we have most definitely learned. We have faced many life changes, from the global pandemic, the rise in TikTok addictions, and some changes more unique to us, such as moving and being a military child. Hearing that alone lets us know that we are more than capable, and that doesn't even cover any personal challenges and obstacles we have faced along the way. So now I want you to think more personally about what changes you have pushed through thus far. Maybe it's the first girlfriend, boyfriend, partner. Maybe it's the second, third, Miss Moore's homework. And for me, being told your hair is a perm every day when it isn't. Kira, Aaliyah, you know who you are. Now, have any of these changes stopped any one of us from wearing a cap and gown today or reaching the goal of being a graduate? The answer is no. So when I see these caps on in front of me, all I see is a bright, determined, and capable student body, and you should too. The student body here at AFNorth is mixed with a diverse set of stories and backgrounds. Each one of us comes from one of 4 international sections: American, German, Canadian, and British. That's 4 different backgrounds, 4 different possible stories. However, though that's the case, it has been us together as one that has made the story of our graduation possible. As one of my inspirations in the story has told me, I would like to say, together we do. Soccer team. Moving forward, this class has been, without a doubt, one of the most successful and outstanding classes in AFNorth history. In the 3 years I've been here, we have won numerous awards and titles, not only for our school's character, but for our many schools' programs and organizations, such as J. Rossi 4 Cadets, our girls basketball team, cross country, wrestling, debate, and track, just to name a few. So with this being said, it is our job to continue this legacy and imprint it on our future. The starting point is always now. The end is up to us. Be phenomenal or be forgotten. Class of 2022, congratulations. Now, the Canadian section valedictorian, selected by their peers to be the voice of the graduating class, is Maria Rambeard.
Dear Directorate, principals, teachers, staff, parents, families, friends, and of course graduates. It's an honor to speak here today on behalf of the Canadian Section Grade 12, Class of 2022. I would first like to thank absolutely everyone for the hard work that's been done so we can all be here today. AFNorth International School has been different for all of us. We don't share the same high school experience. Each and every one of us has come here from a different place and at a different time. While we're all Lions, we're also Canadian, German, English, Turkish, Italian, Spanish, Greek, and Estonian. Some of us have been here our lifetime, or maybe it's just felt like I did for SK and Pierlot, while others like Seamus have been here only a year. Some of us are here as military kids, others by their choice, and of course, some because of their parents' jobs. Everyone is here for a different reason and have come from a different place, but will forever have the common memories from the years spent together. My story started when I got here with very mixed feelings back in grade 10. Like so many of us, I wasn't sure how to adjust to another new school. An upperclassman told me that with AFNorth, you just have to make it your own. Looking back, I think that was the perfect piece of advice. Over the years, each one of us has been given the opportunity to make AFNorth our own, to choose the people we hang out with, the activities we do after school, and the classes we take to prepare us for the different paths we've chosen. We've also made the school our own as a group. Let's face it, we're known to be a very, overly competitive class. Mostly, it has worked for our benefits. Whenever there was a class competition to make a video or decorate the door, we came together because the need to win was just so big. I'll never forget our Among Us video, the Elf, or of course, 12 months of COVID video with Levin's amazing vocals at the end. After the dodgeball tournament, I think we learned it was best if we compete as a team instead of against each other. We won everything we wanted when we worked together as one, and that's something not every class can say. And while we've created our own personal versions of AFNorth, we still have memories in common. Everyone in Mr. Lever's math class will remember the responsible student lectures that we got each time we weren't as successful on a test as we could have been. Or those of us who are here in grade 10 will never, and I mean never, forget the Cotton Eye Show dance Mr. Subic had us do in every gym class. And something that will probably haunt us forever, right around 12 o'clock, is the sound of Mrs. Kihio's plastic clapper in the middle of eating to let us know it's moved to move outside. Yes, that one. As our personal and collective versions of AFNorth took shape, for many of us, the different sections have played a big role. The German section, when I sit off the sentence with a few of their finest, and David. We've also often crossed paths with students from the US section by sharing some classes or participating in school sports. The practices, trips, Euros, and friends created from these interactions have played a big part in many of our high school experiences and are another example of what makes AFNorth so unique. While we were focused on making AFNorth our own, our teachers and the office staff kept us on the academic path even when some of us wandered off. So as a class, I think we owe a huge thank you to all of our teachers whose support has been irreplaceable over the years. A special thank you goes us to Mr. Bill, who has always found time and been there for us and as individuals and as a class. Thank you for teaching us beyond the curriculum. We'll never forget the coffee jokes, speed mochis, and laughs we've had together. Many of the choices in high school were up to us, while some things held us back. There were times when we had classes online and times when we couldn't be closer than 1.25 meters. We had to form bubbles and cover our faces and reintroduce ourselves when the mask restrictions were lifted. We had to take tests daily and take days off, figure out Google Meets when we just wanted to meet in person. At the end of it all, we must be thankful that we still got to experience a normal end to our high school journey with the prom at the caves and so many of our friends, family, and grandparents being able to be here today. As we close this chapter of our lives today and start a new one somewhere else, I want to remind you that wherever you go and whatever you do, make it your own. Congratulations, class of 2022. We made it.